then you have the power to get blowjobs, basically, from the corporate leaders. I mean, I found myself being blown by America's film corporations. It's nice.
Yeah?
Yeah. I come in their fucking lens.
I still want to ask you something about that, what I just said, that self-destructiveness. Because I once talked to Bob Forrest right after he did a big show in Holland, and he climbed up some, I don't know, very high thing, almost fell, and he just survived, and he was very crazy.
He was wearing my clothes.
He was wearing your clothes?
That whole tour.
I've wanted to kill myself. I've always been too scared. My life is like sideways rain, just swirls around in the air. Been searching most of my life for anything to believe in. Like a god of love that's human, any honest was breathing. It's like my body and soul can't take it anymore. Please somebody help me, I never want to live no more. It's like my body and soul.
I'll die soon anyways, I won't have to explain myself.
You serious about that?
Yeah.
Because you mentioned that too during the show. You said, who's afraid of
Dying.
You're not?
No. Not really.
So at some point you said, during the show, you said you want to give people their money's worth.
Yeah.
That's your idea.
I don't know, you pay a lot of money, you come see bands, and you can listen to their records. Let's take, for instance, the real rock and rollers. Would you like to end up like Paul McCartney? I'd rather be dead than be Paul McCartney, I'll tell you that. Or Phil Collins, or any of that. And so, just try to... I know it sounds like some melodramatic, ridiculous thing, like trying to be Jim Morrison or whatever, but... Okay, here's the thing.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I read the book, Ladies and Gentlemen, Lenny Bruce, right? When I was 13 years old, all I wanted to do was shoot heroin. Like, that's what I wanted, because that was my idol. And then I found Keith Richards, and I found all these other people, Graham Parsons, all the melodrama that went on through pop culture in America for 20 years. I ate it up, because I didn't have parents, and I didn't have anybody to depend on or to ask questions to. So Lenny Bruce and Graham Parsons and Keith Richards became my role models, right? So and thus, if I live like that, it's not me like consciously getting up in the morning, well, I'm gonna drink and I'm gonna take some drugs. It's just me just because it's the way that I grew up, It's the way that I formed my ideas. Boy, where is this going?
A confession, right?
Okay, you want me to say something soulful? Drugs. I'm a junkie and I love shooting up, and that means I'm self-destructive, and is that good enough?
I don't know. Did you feel it was a true statement, or?
Yeah.
Oh.
To a disaster. Lure the strong winds tight to a door. Know the crimes that's sticking through. Unfastened belts on your heart. And I've never been very smart, but I connect you with your shadow.
I was wondering about the David Bowie Black Book. What's that? You read that too?
Yeah, and well, I just look at the pictures. I don't read it. I've just always loved looking at the pictures of David Bowie. The only stuff I would read is when I was 17 and I would buy coke on the streets every day. I would, whatever days I was starving, so I didn't have money, but I would manage. And days that I couldn't manage, I would like. Since I really wanted to do coke, I would just look up all the sections in the Bowie biography that I had in the index where it says cocaine, and then just look up all the parts about cocaine and read them so I would feel like having coke, But yeah, I'm into looking at the pictures.
Why did you?
That's him and Iggy Pop.
All right. It's a nice one.
They think something's funny.
Why did you want to be on coke so badly then?
Because it's great. Because it made me feel great. And plus, I just thought it was cool. I just thought David Bowie did his coolest stuff when he was on a lot of coke, and that stuff and that feeling and that image is just the whole reason I got into rock and roll in the first place. Like, bisexuality and drugs were the two things in life that I related to rock and roll in my overall image of it when I was 9 or 10 years old, when I got into punk rock. That was my whole, that was the whole world that I felt within me that wasn't going on around me at school, that made me feel like I had no reason to exist. That in rock and roll, that was part of everyday living, and that gave me a reason to live, to feel like I actually did have a place where other people felt the same feelings for life that I did. And so when I was 17, I had never really done any drugs in my whole life, and moved to Hollywood and decided that instead of practicing guitar 10 to 15 hours a day, which is what I had been doing for 5 years, I was just going to live life and do cocaine and wear makeup every day. I wore makeup every day then. And just, I would go buy it from Mexican guys and be wearing full makeup, and pink pants. And my Mexican guy thought I was cool all the time. I would argue with guys I didn't even know, just like that.
But have you never wondered about this drugs thing, what it is in people, or in somebody like you or others, there's many others, that they have to add this something to their body that changes them and alters them?
Well, every second alters you. Every single thing you've ever seen alters you.
Yeah.
Everything you eat alters you.
Okay, but that's an extreme way of altering yourself.
I don't think so. I think a parent yelling at you is an extreme way of altering yourself. I think somebody kicking you in the thighs is your one you look up to as being the role model of masculinity. I think that alters you.
Well, you're referring to your own parents, or what?
No, not necessarily. I'm referring to everybody's parents, make some sort of mistakes and have some sort of sense of carelessness when it comes to developing their child's sexuality. And their brain, what's considered smart to the world and parents is memorizing things and doing good in school. And what I've come to find is what smart is being able to trip out, That's using more parts of your brain. That's your subconscious at work. That's lining up thoughts and doing really intense things to your whole existence here and in all your other lives that are going on simultaneously. That's what smart is. Not just memorizing something. A monkey can do that. So drugs just help that. I did it my whole life. Kiss was the first time I really tripped out on music. Where it just really took me to a magical place. And drugs are just go along with that, I don't think of it as any sort of heavy alteration that hurts you. It's if I snort a line of coke, oh God, that was terrible. I wish I hadn't done that in front of you. Awful. Are you okay? I think I'm gonna be okay.
Okay, but now you just said you're shooting up, you're using heroin. I mean, what about that? That's something pretty heavy, isn't it?
People say so. I don't know what that means, really. I don't think of it as being any sort of naughty thing or anything.
What does it mean to you?
It's just a way of making sure you stay in touch with beauty instead of letting the ugliness of the world corrupt your soul.
And you don't care if that destroys your body or doesn't it? I don't
Doesn't
know.
destroy my body. I feel great. If I didn't feel great, I'd change the way I live. I'd start running or something. I feel great. Have lots of energy. I'm writing all the time, writing music all the time, developing my brain, widening my appreciation of art of all kinds, and being a nicer person. Always working on being a nicer person.